All right, so
Burn.
game two.
Game 2.
I think Qpad are going to be pretty upset with their performance. I know Select is actually ill
Yeah.
recently, but that's no excuse because he's Asian. I mean, like I've been to China, and some of those people don't look like they should be allowed to leave bed, but they just make houses and you know, theme parks for people. So I figure he should be fine.
Okay.
But I think Mousesports are just going to try and take a couple of lanes and play 5-man Dota.
And what can you tell me about banning out Medusa for mouse sports?
Mousesports turn to pick.
No idea.
Shine your light on that decision.
Yeah, but you know, they get a chance to get first pick, so they can have Nyx.
That's true. That's true.
So,
but then also they'll give Magnus to Qpad, probably.
yeah, Qpad would benefit a lot by having a Magnus, just having at least a good way to be able to team fight. Because the one thing I've noticed about Mouse is they're really well coordinated in terms of they know what they're doing on the map at all times. But at the same time, Qpad are really, really good at just fighting.
Yeah.
But trouble is they get themselves into a position where you can't outfight your opponent's items anymore. So Qpad really just need to focus on, I mean, obviously we're in a draft now, but it is about just getting a decent laning phase and being able to transition out. Last game, they lost it so early. You know, obviously the fight continued, but they lost it in the laning phase, and there was no transition out that would be able to compete with Black's farm. I mean, all of them had to run away from the bear. So a Nyx Assassin, Magnus, second pick. It might be Skyref Mage, but there's a Nature's Prophet, probably played by Wagger.
And they give the life stealer away to mouse sports. Probably were expecting that pick up from mouse sports as well, so opted to go for Nature's Prophet first. And it kind of fits into the role as what you said also, the same thing as Magnus. They want to fight. The thing about having a Magnus on your side, that in theory, and I do say in theory, every fight you can win if you get that awesome RP off. Doesn't matter how far behind you are.
It's the most powerful ulti as far as I can tell in the game. It's like if you hit it at max level, it's like a 3.75 second stun. It does 300 damage. You can then skewer for an additional like 280 if it's max level, and then you've got your shockwave, which is like 300. So it's like, I think it's like 880 damage combo, and it goes for BKB. It's replaced Enigma, and it's just one of the strongest heroes for any team fight position. So we'll probably see Select on the Magnus, a carry Sing on the anti-mage, Lifestealer. Probably looking obviously for Black to play that.
Did you just say Sing on the anti-mage?
Yeah, I would expect Sing to play the anti-mage. Yeah.
Why? Isn't that like I saw Wagamama and Select, they switched about the jobs that I thought they were going to be taking, but anti-mage more like a hard carry. I figured maybe Sing Magnus mid.
I think Select is very good on Magnus compared to his other heroes. So I just expect Select to probably be the Magnus. I think Sing plays an anti-mage really well. He's very good at timing when he goes into a fight. But looking at the bans, Mousesports have taken out Chen, Nature's Prophet. They don't want a big kind of, well, I guess, you know, a jungler and also someone that can add some heals to the team.
10 seconds
for Qpad, Kotl and Skyref Mage. Yeah, Skyref Mage makes sense. You don't want to play against Skyref Mage. I mean, Skyref Mage in a way counters anti-mage with the silence, but also anti-mage can fuck on Skyref Mage, but it's just safer. And also Rubik's a great ban from Qpad, keeps your Magnus a little bit safer. And it looks like we're going to have Nyx Assassin on support, Darkseer off lane, TA mid, Lifestealer carry, so one more support for Mousesports.
Yeah, and they don't really want to have a jungler themselves, or at least unless they want to use the Darkseer as that one. But we'll be indeed seeing a secondary support. Probably something that works out well together with the Nyx Assassin, just to have, for example, follow-up stun or something like that. Still have the Lina in the pool, still have the Jakiro in the pool. Yeah. The Shrek picked up by Qpad, so that's going to be some damage to go through the RP at least, because they were kind of missing some follow-up damage. And they kind of have, like, that's their only disable right now apart from the RP.
10 seconds
and then I don't really count the Sprout as a real disable.
Well, you have the Shrek, yeah.
The Shrek, the only real disable that they kind of have right now. And
well, yeah. But it's a good pushing lineup as well, the Shrek. But yeah, they're looking for a support here, Mousesports. Lina, I think, is actually too weak of a hero to get involved against the Qpad's team. It's really nice with a combo of Lifestealer, but it's going to fall off pretty quickly. I'd be interested to see what the support will be. I wouldn't be able to call it at all. Because they probably aren't going to be looking to get kills, knowing that Nature's Prophet. Yeah, I was actually thinking it might be Nature's, but sorry, Windrunner. I didn't want to say it because I thought it sounds stupid. But they're probably not going to be getting kills on Nature Prophet just because he can just go to jungle and won't risk going on a lane at all, only if he can pull with creeps. Yeah, I think that's a really good pickup, the Windrunner. It's really nice against an anti-mage as well. Just being able to focus him with a shackle when he blinks into team fights.
Yeah, and of course a hero that stays far back in any kind of fight, so will also be able to maybe get a shackle off on the Magnus if he gets an RP off, saving her team from further damnation. If the RP is successful, of course, that's going to remain to be seen. And this is actually the first time that Qpanda is actually ticking into their bonus time. Before this, they knew what they wanted. And
well, them again as well, they have this kind of, they don't have a strong strut line to their team, they just have a Magnus. And this anti-mage is going to need to get pretty fat. So this last pick as a support is kind of a hard pick as well for them, I feel. You want something that you can get the most out of your defensive tri-lane. Bane. Yeah, Bane. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good. But it's dangerous just because Magnus needs to do a lot now for that Bane to be relevant in the big team fights. Because otherwise, I don't think it's going to be too awesome. So Mini's going to play the Bane.
Yeah, they do of course have the nice combination on the lane with some kill potential for a Nightmare followed up by Split Earth. But I'm kind of thinking also when Bane gets at level 6, he really needs to go for some ganks because they need to try and shut Black down a bit. Otherwise, their anti-mage probably... well, mid-game will be in a bit of a disadvantage. TA is one of those heroes that mid-game will be able to just dominate, and Qpanda doesn't really have one of those. Apart from maybe Magnus with solid RPs, but as a hero, not as much as a TA.
I think TA is one of these heroes that, it's... you're going to get a fast bottle, like, that's guaranteed. You're going to be able to either get pulled a bit of regen, but just spam Refraction. You know, it's 100 mana. Just make sure you use it to get that bonus damage and get those last hits over the Magnus, and just make sure you get your fast bottle. Is it going to be able to steamroll? I don't think we've seen much happening mid. I think they're just both going to get level 6, and then someone's going to start roaming. It's most likely going to be Fatter at level 6. Paz on the Nyx Assassin isn't going to get quick levels, but will pull a lot. And yeah, it should be like 2 defensive tri-lanes, so it's going to be quite a farm game. I'm not sure who I favor in this scenario. I think anti-mage scales better overall, but Mousesports are going to have a really powerful mid-game, which puts a lot of focus on the Magnus. So it looks like actually they're going to be doing their... Okay, Synderen, Quads, and Pass are just like heading down bot. Yeah,
again an aggressive tri-lane. This time Windrunner not the one to take the farm, but Quickfa. I've actually seen...
Really smart.
I've seen video this a lot with the supports actually hiding at the secret shop, making the enemies believe that the Darkseer was actually by himself and then go for first blood. Yeah. We might see them trying that out.
This is a really smart move by them, just because Black's going to have a fine time top anyway. Sing, luckily for him, the most important thing to Sing is he's picked up a Stout Shield. If you're going to play against an offensive tri-lane, that Stout Shield is going to be just huge. Yeah. And Wagger's going to be able to decide what he's going to do now. So he could either go top, where he plays just against Black and tries to, you know, I don't think Treants really stand up at all against a Lifestealer. But we'll see. Maybe Paz and... Yeah. I think Mousesports have done well with this, but it could backfire easily if Wagger gets a good game and starts teleporting in. So we have to see how this lane works. But this, again, like last game, will maybe decide how the matchup goes.
Yeah, the counter initiation is really strong from Qpanda, because, I mean, not only do they have Wagamama that can TP in, who's, by the way, doing an amazingly well job blocking his lane right now. I'm gonna continue that with his neutrals, but also they have a Nightmare, they have a Split Earth, they can definitely fight back, shoot Mousesports, lay down some pressure, and the Shackle level 1, not gonna be as much. Nice counter ward by Synderen already.
Black has DD top, but he's not gonna get to use it now. Wagger stays a bit defensive, so that was good of him.
A lot also will be decided on the mid lane, because like you said, I mean, the first one that's going to start to roam is going to be laying a big stamp on this game. And
yeah, I don't think Magnus wants to roam. I think Magnus would just want to TP in and be able to counter fight if the enemy team does something. I think he's really going to be effective versus their lineup once he gets his blink. So I don't think he's going to move much. The only way he's going to move is just to help defend, or if Qpanda win a lane big and they can actually push down a tier 1 and then start putting pressure on black up top. And the tier 1 they would push would probably be bottom with Leshrac.
Again, a lot of pressure on this bottom lane. For both teams, actually. I mean, of course, for most sports, they now run an aggressive trail, and if you run one of those, you kind of have to be aggressive, otherwise it won't work out for you, and you'll be behind on experience and levels at the end of the day.
Yep.
But also for Qpanda, if they lose this aggressive trial, and their anti-mage is going to be a long way from home when the late game comes, and like you said, Black is going to have a good time top, so he won't be able to catch up.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out. So currently, nothing looking too bad though on the defensive tri lane. Singh has 5 last hits, not as many as he'd want. Black already up to 9. Wagger's currently up to 4, and in mid, we're kind of even. TA just getting a little bit better of it, which you would expect. And I think both players have already now got their bottle mids, and the 2-minute room will be top regen for Fata.
There's a snail courier. When did that come in? What is he gonna transition into?
Who knows?
I don't know. Oh my god, gonna be exciting. But sorry, distracted. Yeah. So first blood. I'm expecting bottom lane, but I'm expecting you too. Who's gonna die first? Bets are on.
It's like, I think Jerex and Mini have the worst of the situation, just because Windrunner, Nyx Assassin are so good, but they are actually going to go on to Darkseer now. He will be able to just surge himself away. He doesn't even need to, just going to take a tango. I mean, that's a good amount of harass, but that's all they can do right now, Qpanda, on the supports. They have the ward camp blocked, which isn't great. So yeah, they're going to have to put down some harass, but they've done a pretty good job so far.
You dodged the question.
Who's going to get first blood?
Yeah,
I think Jerex and Mini are in the toughest position at the bot lane.
Okay.
But it depends how well they control the lane. If Jerex and Mini have to extend like a little bit too far out, it's going to be hard, but defensively with a Diabolic Edict, they will be able to play well on the defense. So I actually think Wagger will die, because he just generally dies.
Okay.
I think Black will kill him, because Black farms heroes like they're creeps.
That's true. There is a Sprout, however, can help save his life, but mana pool of Magmama not that big that he can actually pull that off right now. We do have an initiation. They continue to harass Quakefire. I kind of like it, because, I mean, Qpanda obviously does it just for harassment. They can't get a kill on just yet, need to wait for mouse sports to overextend, but if they just harass Quakefire a lot, I mean, he has picked up a Sage Mask, so it's gonna be helping him out getting a bit more mana, but if you burn him too much, I mean, no Surge, no Iron Shell will make such a big difference in favor, of course, of Qpanda, and more importantly, Singh, because he's now completely out of regen purely before the harassment of the Iron Shell. So I'm kind of waiting for mouse sports to make an initiation, and then for Qpanda to actually counter initiate. And I'm actually thinking that the first one to die is going to be Puss.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see. So far, I'm kind of impressed that Wagger's kept up a little bit in farm. He's okay. He's 9 behind, soon to be 8. But he's actually done quite well in that situation. Actually, Black going aggressive on him now, and he's got to be really scared, Wagger. He really needs to be well positioned. So I would be worried for Wagger in the top lane. So far in mid, Fata's definitely getting the best of it. Select not having a brilliant time, and Select really needs to keep an eye on Fata. If Fata starts moving, now he's level 6, and he's just popped an invisibility rune. If he starts moving and starts joining team fights like the tri-lane, it's going to be huge. And he is going to harass Select just a little bit here. It messes up his meld, actually. That's huge. Select will be able to survive, most likely, in this situation.
Doesn't have a skewer, though. Gonna get dived, and actually the TPs both get cancelled.
Yes, because there was a fight ball. They cancelled it with a shackle, I think, that didn't latch, but just interrupted.
Nice job. Nightmare up on Quakefire. Split Earth will follow up that as well. Singh hanging around as well. Quakefire does have his surge. Will use it. It's gonna be too late. Too late. First blood. Jerex. Well, not the one that we said, unfortunately. No, neither being right.
No. You said that the.
I said pass.
Did you? Nah, you said the Darkseer.
Oh, of course I said the Darkseer. How can I forget something that I actually said myself?
Yeah, well, you're a girl. It's okay.
Thanks.
Just remember what you want to remember.
Makes me feel a lot better right now. I'll sit here and getting it surged away. We'll be fine. But we actually had Black almost killing off Waga. He decided to dive a bit with the Infest helping out, but well, ended up not doing that. Kind of interesting to see why not, because I think he could have gotten a kill there, but rather wanted to go for solid farm, which is totally the Black thing to do, I guess.
Yeah, and this has worked out so far so nicely for Qpanda. The defensive tri lane is. I feel it has a lot more synergy when you have Sing playing with two players, because Sing's really good at knowing when he can extend and fight, and when you have Select in that tri lane, it's often maybe the other players choosing the decisions, and Select is kind of late for that. Fata though still kicking ass mid. Select is going to have to back off to his tower, and Select needs to just stay in this lane. Like, they're not going to get a kill on Fata. They can't leave Sing alone right now because Paz is down there. So Select just needs to sit here until he gets mana boots. Like, he doesn't really have a choice right now. And I think Wagger needs to get involved bottom. I think Wagger can start TPing in. He's actually going to throw an ulti.
I think they're gonna do exactly that. They're gonna be going for pass, gets his flare, Surge is already there, but it doesn't matter. Mini picking up the kill. And I mean, Wagamama was there. Did he actually get? Oh, he got an assist. Lucky him. Oh, but
yeah, well,
that's his ulti, of course.
Yeah, they had it all kind of timed. So this is good. Wagger now probably doesn't feel too safe. Let's see what Black's got. Black's got phase boots, Orb of Venom, so I can understand why Wagger wants to get the fuck out of there. He's also got a Quelling Blade, so Wagger is not safe. And that's a very smart decision of him to move, but also they've got to be worried about Black in this situation, because you just left him by himself, and you know, Black hasn't had a girlfriend for years. He loves being by himself. He's very good at it, and he gets a lot out of it. He loves it, to be honest.
He actually has a girlfriend, but that's okay. Bet you didn't know that one.
She's dead.
They have an ocean between them though.
Radiant's top tower
which is kind of tough.
Okay, bot lane. Black turning up, looking for supports.
Can't really find them though. The surge was there, but Mini as well as Jarek's rotating around towards top there, or towards mid rather, thinking about doing something there. They do have the smoke in the inventory, but I mean, it's very tough to gank up on Fada right now. He is so far ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Fata is not someone that they can kill. I think you're right in that. But I also believe that this is the rotation of Black, I think, was just to get a kill. Now, since he hasn't, he's probably going to stay in this lane for a little bit. I actually think Sing could leave this lane and go top. And they could put some pressure on mid, which they're going to do.
Which they're going to do indeed. The Nightmare is already there. Split Earth will follow it up. RP is actually still there. If Select wants to use it, gets two in that as well. Ulti helping out from Waga, and that should be resulting in at least one kill. Pass though. Stick Charge is helping out now. The Sprout helping out, killing off Pass. And Fada gonna be able to stay alive, which is, well, not true anymore because he dies too. Nice stun from Jarek's helping out for that one. And kind of awkward for Fada to actually, you know, make that turn and come back. When he saw already Wagamama TPing in 4 versus 1. Pretty brave little guy.
And if we look at the Darkseer top for Mouse Sports, he hasn't got much to his name. Now, ideally, you probably would be wanting to get a mech on him. So this rotation is good because he's going to be able to pick up some farm. But at what cost? Because look, here comes Sing. And this is what I predicted should happen once Black turned up to bot lane. Sing goes top, and he's like, this is fucking great. I'm an anti-mage versus a Darkseer. I have a Ring of Health. It's not a big problem. So Qpanda have rotated correctly, but they are going to have a tough time mid.
Yeah, Split Earth still hits on Fada. No mouse port now.
They need to get back. Yeah.
There's no RP, so they can't really shut him down unless that Split Earth is going to continue to hit, which it might actually do, considering Jarek's track record with that hero. But they can't go in anymore. And they actually, we see Synerin and Pass. I mean, they were on the aggressive trial line. I said it at the start. If your aggressive trial line doesn't work out, you're going to be so behind. And look at their levels. They're still level 4, a level behind the other supports, 2 levels behind everybody else. It is very tough for them to get their farm up right now because they can't go top. They need to have Quakefight getting the farm. They need to have Black having the farm. They need to have Fada having the farm. So they're kind of sad right now as Black is going to be harassing Sing. He doesn't even need to use a blink though.
Yeah. Wagamama should go bottom in this situation, just to help that tower out a little bit as they go on Black at top. So this was a smoke gank, and in comes the kill. Now they have a choice. Wagamama's TP'd in. It's all about pushing the tower, but they also might have to sack bot tower. So this is actually out of a bad situation for Mouse Sports. If they get this tower, it's not too shitty. Let's just say that.
And they should be able to get it actually. TP actually goes middle from the Bane. He cancelled it though. Kinda interesting to force them, just to force them back. They are going to be getting a tier 1 in return. Fortification helps out to try and delay it. Maybe Mouse Sports want to try and defend it, but I think delaying is just the way they want to go because right now they can't fight Qpanda.
Yeah. I mean, Qpanda are happy because they got a kill on Black. That's huge. They also got a tower. They are going to lose bot tower, which is going to be really nice for Mouse Sports. They got the best out of a bad situation, but also Syndron and Factor are getting the maximum amount of damage on the mid tower. So Mouse Sports are probably going to start playing a 4-1 game, which is where Black just disappears for a bit, and the rest of them get involved. The main reason is, if you look onto the Darkseer bottom, if you look at his gold, 1.8k, once he gets that mech, that's a sign for them to start fighting. I don't think their team lineup has the ability to get picks. I think they just need to control their 2 mid towers, their 2 tier 1 towers that they have, leave Black up top, safely farming, and force Qpanda to have to defend their tier 1 mid, which essentially stops the supports from roaming and trying to kill Black.
Yeah, of course, well, 2 can play that game. Qpanda, same story. They can have anti-mage farming and then have 4 heroes to try and force Mouse Sports away from anti-mage as well. And if you then compare the 2 4 versus 4, you're going to have a Magnus on one side and a Darkseer teamfight on the other side. Magnus is going to be winning that one. And it's just going to come down also if Black and Sing are actually going to be continuing on the top lane versus each other. It's going to be in Black's favor.
Black wins that one.
Yep.
But Qpanda, as you can see, they've got 2 smoked heroes, Jerix and Mini, and they're looking to get picks because Qpanda are in a much better position so far in the game. And if they just get this pick, this could be really bad. There comes the ulti from Mini. In comes Jerix for a stun. Finally hits it. Select's just figuring out what the fuck he should do with his life right now. Thinking, oh, I'm going to press this button. Oh, I'm good at Dota. And then Wagger's going to come in and start pushing the tower, and they are picking up a second kill.
And we see that indeed. Oh, nice vacuum still though. Shockwave gets the last hit. Sprout of a quick, can they get this out of there? They still have a nightmare if the surge goes off. Actually, it's on cooldown. He won't be able to get the kill. Never mind that. But yeah, that was pure showing 4 versus 4. Qpanda wins.
Well, yeah, it was a small skirmish, but Qpanda set it up and they're in an advantage, and we still don't have the mech on the Darkseer that's really playing with his life in this situation. I'm not sure why he's being so aggressive, but whatever. He's happy. He's alive.
That's all that matters. All that matters. But yeah, I mean, right now Qpanda is the one that determines where and what and how, and if they can continue to keep that up, I mean, that will just be their game. Vacuum misses, Shackle misses, Quickfat dies. Fairly easy game. Mini doesn't really matter about all those heroes around there. Nightmare gonna get ticked off already. Fada is gonna be able to get away, but that was another death, and that is gonna be a big blow to the mechanism because he didn't actually buy his buckler yet.
Oh yeah, Jesus. Yeah, he's gonna be a little bit behind on that. Fatter as well isn't gonna be, you know, he's a decent amount away from his blink dagger. Black is destroying Sing up top and he's saying why so strong. Wagger's going to put some pressure on the bot lane, just make sure that creep wave gets forced up. If someone's going to TP in, they're going to be very happy, and the Darkseer will. Won't be getting the treants though, but we'll pick up a good amount of farm. But yeah, Qpanda are the ones that should control this game. Like, people should be really worried for Mouse Sports because Black, he's got drums, he's got phase boots, but he hasn't got a lot to his name, and that tier 1 tower top he's not going to get by himself. People will rotate in. Yeah, Qpanda need to control the game, and I think they should start looking to take this tier 1 tower mid and actually leave Sing bottom or top, just picking up farm.
Yeah, away from, of course, Black right now, because he needs to get his Battle Fury up. I mean, he is, of course, not had the easiest lane on the bottom lane. He hasn't died yet, but, you know, in terms of farm, he's not that great just yet. Not doing bad, but could be better. And doesn't have his Battle Fury just yet. Only has the Ring of Health. Has got 1100 gold. Has got his treads already, so that will help him a lot, as well as the Poor Man's Shield. But his Flash Farm build, not quite ready. And he kind of needs that if he wants to go toe-to-toe with Black, because Black, he is quite happy with the amount of he's farming right now. He is highest on top of net worth, doing really well for himself, and is actually going to be TPing mid to help take down Roshan from Mouse Sports.
Yeah,
the
this
Aegis,
is,
perhaps.
if they get this is really surprising. Qpad will probably be like, what? When this happens, and Paz is showing himself. But there's also another story to this, is that if you look, oh wow, yeah, they sent Treants in, and they're probably going to react. We'll talk about it later, but basically both supports on the team of Mouse Sports are level 5, both supports on the team of Qpad are level 8.
That's a massive difference. Makes such a big difference in the game,
They're
especially
taking
if you
this
have a
fight.
mix. They're gonna pick that fight. They're gonna be
Here it
taking the
comes.
Aegis. RP hits up only 2 though. Does have Black in it, which is the most important target. Skewer. Black goes down. It is the TA that has the Aegis. TA that uses the Aegis, and that will be Qpad backing off. They got what they wanted, got the Aegis out of there, got Black on top of that, and a buyback of Black, which basically means run.
There's no reason to back off. They're getting away with Wagger, and they do get away, but I think they actually had a chance to return that.
Not with Black buying back.
Yeah.
It's
But
too risky.
when the team, like if you, well, Mini's gonna go down, but when the team were walking into Qpad's jungle, high ground, Black was gonna be nowhere near, so they could have actually taken an even fight and picked off a kill or 2, and Qpada's gonna get destroyed.
And now it's gonna be and an Aegis and a kill. Select doing funny stuff, not getting anybody though. And Pass also funny stuff in return, so I guess both teams having one of those. I still think like it was a good call to back off. They could have won that fight, I definitely agree, but they might as well lost it depending on how fast Black would have been back there. And at this point, the advantage that your team, that Qpad has, that your team has, kinda, you know,
I just think Qpad are in shock that they're currently winning a game, so they're probably just like, fuck it, guys, just get back to base. We're still winning, as opposed to being manly men and taking the fight and going, hold on a minute. They're running up a very shitty spot, and there's no way that Black would be near us, because he only just bought back, and he bought back. Yeah, I don't think he would have been there. So I just think Qpad were in shock that they're winning.
Well, that could be. They are known when they are winning quite heavily to attempt to throw games. So maybe this is lesson number 1 of trying not to throw. Who knows? We actually have got Mama picking up a Shadow Blade. So. More aggression coming from him. He has been in 9 out of 11 kills. Of course, Mini's test just now was the first kill that Mouseport actually got. Who actually got that? Was that actually Fada? Yes,
I think it was Fada, yeah.
Happy times for him. As a TA with a blink dagger, 17 minutes in, gets his first kill. Yay. That is a position where you do not want to be in. This, like between 10 and 20 minutes, the TA should be the one to get ahead, should be the one to dominate, and he is just not there. Died 3 times. And is pretty far away from doing more with this game right now. He can't go out and gank because he'll get killed.
Yeah. So currently for you, what do you want to see Qpad focus on, or is there anything particularly interesting for Mouse Sports that you see?
Well, I think for Mouse Sports, they really have to bank it on Black. Like their team fight compared to Qpad is not going to cut it, so they can't really hope for that. They have to hope for Qpad to make mistakes, profit from that. Have got good reactions with TPs if they can, considering their towers are not that brilliantly placed right now. So, or the remainder of their towers rather, and just maybe try to go for a smoke gank if they see someone by himself. Shutting Sing down might not be the best of ideas because he will be definitely getting a lot of support from his team should they want to go for him. So. Yeah, that for Qpad, well, I'd say continue with pressure because if when they let Mouse do what they want, Mousesports can definitely get their grip back on the game.
Yeah, absolutely. If Qpad give them room, Mouse Sports can. You can also see Mouse Sports have already offensively warded the jungle, so this is in preparation for maybe Sing Sing farming. Sing Sing by no means is a huge threat in this game right now. He's actually pretty far behind Black and some of the other members on items. You can see a Perseverance up on him. He is going to be finished his Battle Fury soon, but that's when he kicks in. So this is, if you actually look at bottom, like Mouse Sports,
they're just waiting.
Yeah, the thing is, they probably, like, Qpad might not think that there's more here than Black and Cinder, and, you know, and they really have to be careful. So even a little bit of pressure on this tower, it's pretty bad for Qpad to allow Mouse Sports to get into this position, because Qpad should be like, well, we are the team in the advantage, why aren't we doing this in tier 2 top? And now Qpad have to come and defend. It's going to be, sure, it's an easy defend with just Wagamama there throwing his ulti, but that tower went down 50%.
Yeah, and they could have done the same same thing on the top lane at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah, they need to be able to keep the pressure going. We are actually going to see an RP up on Fada and a split earth and a kill, which is good and nice because Fada, you know, was and actually Wagamama gonna go down the bottom lane. So I guess it's a trade. But I mean, it's a good kill because Fada already had a tough time. Now even tougher. Just won't be that big of a nuisance to the game. But yeah, like you say, Qpanda, they have the advantage and they've got to know how to make use of it, which is in this this game laid under pressure.
And this is really good by Waggo. If you look at bottom, he's actually running the creep wave as far back as possible with the tree end. Even though that's going to give him a double wave, it also ensures that they don't have any more pressure on the tier 2 tower bottom anytime soon because the RP was down. If you go back to top, we're now going to have an ulti from Sing onto the dark, from Mini onto the Darkseer, and they will pick up another kill. The player that I think now Mouseport should be scared of, the two players, are going to be Jerix and Sing. Select is pretty much where he is in terms of, you know, how scared you can be of Magnus before he gets Refresher. Sing is just going to be looking to flash farm as fast as possible. Sure, Wagga has his Shadow Blade, but it's going to be a little while off until he gets his Sheepstick. But Jerix is the really interesting player in this lineup because he's the one that can actually put out just a ridiculous amount of damage in team fights. With level 4 in Diabolic Edict, he's got drums, also a point booster, so he's pretty tanky. Now, this is where I think Qpanda should start moving towards, some towers and putting down some pressure. Already Jerix goes towards bottom, and this is a really good sign. Black might have to come in and be able to defend this. He only has an armlet and drums. So I think Jerix is a big part of, you know, the next big team fight. But this should be Qpad's tower. I expect Mousesports to want to defend those, but this will be a very pivotal fight. This is what Mousesports need to take this. If you're a fan of them, they need to do something good in this situation. But I'm not sure what they're going to be able to do.
Well, either they should win a fight or not take a fight at all, because, like you said, I mean, if they would lose a fight here, that would put them so far behind that it's going to be trouble. And actually, Qpanda is the one to back off. Interestingly enough, because they're not getting any pressure anywhere else. Maybe it's a fake back indeed.
They've got a smoke here as well.
Yeah,
so
they got a ward, sentry ward in place instantly.
But they need to put some pressure on this tower. Like, Wagamama is in a great position. He's up against Black, but he's got a Shadow Blade. So Black's kind of thinking, well, I don't get this tower. And here we go.
Oh, Fiendscript getting interrupted. Nice shackle pass. Gonna be able to run away from that one. Nice RP though. Both go down very fast. Black around here as well. Fada gonna get birthed down. That was Jerix. Jerix with the Nova and Edict. Black in some trouble. Last one here from his team together with Pass. And they will be running for their lives, if not dying. And they're actually select. Could try to blink in.
If they don't take the tower, I'll go and fucking slap them IRL. But yeah, if you look at the amount of damage probably Jerix put out in that fight, it was pretty huge. And it was a right call for Mousesports to defend, but it wasn't. You know, I think it's too tough to go in their favor. Black gets melted, even with armlet front lines. They need something big. They need a big shackle on 2, and they need a big stun from Paz.
I guess Mousesports can be lucky that Lifesteer actually did not die. Fada died really fast though. Like, that was, like, as the moment his refraction was gone, Jerix's Nova and Edict was just burning him to the ground real fast. He now died 5 times out of the 16 kills that Qpanda have.
Fata, looking at Fata, he's starting to go towards his BKB. This is an essential item. So essentially what Mousesports, even at a 16-2 deficit, will be looking to do is try not to fight until they get that BKB, because it's a huge item on Fata. It will allow him to get some kills in the fights, which are going to be essential. And Black needs some sort of damage item that allows him to lock, not someone down, but at least have a better single target DPS. And on the other side of things, Qpanda, I think they're happy just out farming their opponents, with Wagga being able to push lanes with Shadow Blade, Sing just being able to pick up really fast farm. If you look at Sing since he's got his Battle Fury, and Sing only got his Battle Fury, by the way, at 19 minutes. So 5 minutes later, or just over 5 minutes, he's up to 3,600 gold.
That's insane. His gold per minute also spiked up. Goes now towards 418. Still behind Black, still behind Wagamama, but rushing forward, I guess, at this point in the game. Probably be gonna have his meta style fast. yeah, he's in a good spot right now, together with the rest, as Cupid actually is smoking up, going towards the bottom lane. As well, they might be able to see something. Nice trap placement. Of course, they walked past the sentry ward, so they mouse person. Come in, Fada, what you doing, dude? Shackle latches on 2. Nice Darkseer wall, Cupid. Can they come back? RP still hits. It's a nice one, but where's the follow-up? It's not there. Select gonna be able to help kill off the Nyx assassin. Jarek's already going down. That's his dominating streak. Going down 2 for 3 right now. 1 for 3 rather. That is Mousesports taking a fight so convincingly.
Yeah, it was also fucking pathetic from Qpad though. Well, think about it, right? You've got 3 people that have a choice. They're smoked up and they're looking for something to happen. Now, essentially, you had Sing pushing the bot lane. You could have just actually sat smoked in the jungle for a little bit and just let Sing push until people started to move around. But when they initiated the fight, Select was way too slow to react to the Windrunner with a blink RP, and it fucked up the whole fight with a really good shackle from Cinderin. So they didn't need to look for a pick near the tier 2 tower mid. That's just dangerous. It was a dangerous fight to take. So Qpad just overextending, playing stupid and shitty, and just should all be, you know, fired, to be honest.
Well, I don't think Mousesports agrees, because I think they're pretty happy with the way that fight went. They got Roshan off of that one.
Yeah, but Mousesports did great. Like, they took the fight nicely, but Qpad, they shouldn't have been there.
That's correct. I mean,
like this tier 2 tower could be dead, right? This tier 2 tower could be dead bottom, and then they could take a fight Roshan, or look for a pick afterwards, you know, when they have a little bit more advantage and room to breathe. Not go throw 3 people near the tier 2 tower mid and just die because you're all lined up for a shackle. It was a bad call by the Qpad team.
Yep, and no Wagamama in time either. I guess that's what their plan was, to have a 4-on-5 fight still. With Magwama coming in, but they just got surprised. I kind of like Fada just running into the Fiend script. I thought it was going to go okay for Qpad, but no, can't do. We have them TPing into the tier 1 top though. Trying to defend it, should be able to do just that. Not in deny range just yet, but Mousesports back off. In the meantime, on the bottom lane, Pass is able to force people away with just his invisibility, scaring them away.
That was really clutch by Sing. He actually blinked the second the Vendetta animation was about to go off, and Wagger's gonna almost take it. Oh, he is gonna take it at the end. Yeah,
he is gonna be dead. Yeah, done for.
Is he gonna be able to sprout himself? No, he's just gonna run around, look useless, and he's dead. This is really dangerous for Qpad, because if they don't put some pressure onto these tier 2 towers as a team, and I use team as an emphasis because
you imply also including Sing, right?
Yeah,
or not?
Yeah, they fucking suck at doing shit together. It's bollocks. I'm trying to get them to like share a hooker at least, just for like, so they actually win.
Ultimate bonding.
Yeah. I mean, you come from the Netherlands, you know.
I know those kind of things. I mean, that's what every like normal respective company does, to have their employees building their team.
Exactly.
Morality.
So they should have taken a tier 2 tower by now. Now that they've given away Roshan and Aegis, Mousesports are feeling not as scared. So Qpad, it seems like they're looking to focus some time just to try and get even more farm on Sing and just be like, okay, this guy's fat, and then we'll win the game. So they're just going to try and void Mousesports, but this is where it gets dangerous. Yeah, I think this is where it gets dangerous for Qpad.
I think you've said that now a couple of times.
Yeah.
And
Dire's
danger
tower is
danger
under
zone.
attack.
Well, a lot more with this couple of fights going on in favor of Mousesports. A lot more pressure is now being applied to both Select and Sing, because they need those RPs to be proper, and they need Sing to get his farm up and to be able to out-carry Black right now. And it's gonna be tough, because Black has actually gone for Sanjay and Yasha, meaning that he's aiming to fight already. He's done. Sing, not that done, and even if he was, he's not going to be able to stand toe-to-toe to Black. A man fight would go in favor of Black, and that is not where you want to be right now. And they only have the Fiend script to go on for Black, of course, with the RP as well, but there's a lot of things that can interrupt that Fiend script.
Qpad should be in position to take a tier 2 tower now. They're not. They're fucking around. They're going to lose tier 1 top, and they haven't put any pressure out on the map. They're now finally going to push tier 2 bottom. This is going to be very late. This is going to be a very dangerous fight. There's no guarantee, even though Qpad are essentially ahead, that they're going to win this. Sing is gonna take
He's
it.
gonna die. Mecha. Ooh, no, he's not gonna die. Blink away with Mantis out. RP up on 3. Nice one. Follow-up damage needed. There's the Split Earth. Mana Void helping out as well. Quick Fight going down. Cindering going down. And Wagamama also in return going down as the rest of Qpanda is scattering and running for their lives because they did lose also.
Mouse Sports win that.
Bane. Mouse Sports win that. Yeah, they get the tower. They keep the tower.
Yeah, it's a bigger win for Mouse Sports just because if Qpanda were there earlier, at the same time Mouse Sports are at tier 1 top, they would have been able to probably take that tower and be better positioned. Sing Sing got caught off with a Vendetta stun. Select's like, I'm going to come in and ulti. His RP was pretty much not that useful just because Jarex was out of position. And Mouse Sports, they won this because if you look what's going to happen next, this tier 2 tower that took 50% damage earlier in the game, Mouse Sports are going to take this as quickly as they can. And RP is down, and they know this. So what are these TPs achieving? They're going to go and start a fight.
Fada,
There's a
Fraction
buyback
keeping him up.
from Wagger, so they might be able to do something here.
They should be able to do something because if they don't now, their buyback would have been pointless.
No, I think the buyback was really good, but they can push to tier 2 now. They can just keep going, and they are going to get better. That's huge.
Basher up on Sting. And they will be able to kill him off again, or not?
Oh, no.
Or not?
Oh,
Nice BKB. Blink out. Mana Void just too late.
Yeah, I think Mouse Sports have played a better scenario there, but Qpanda reacted adequately. So this should be the tier 2 tower, but look, Mouse Sports already know. They know they're going to try and get something out of this, and that's what they're great at. They do show they're a more experienced team.
Jarex, what you doing there by yourself? You're dead. Well, Mouse Sports is actually doing the... Oh, actually, Qpanda coming in. Sidran gonna be going down. Jarex still alive with the Ghost Scepter, but the Iron Shell will be there. Inmare. And a Sprout. And a Brain Sap. But Quickfire should be able to run himself out. Actually puts down a Darkseer wall. Here comes Selecto. Another RP up on 2. And both go down. Qpanda, this time with the response in time. Take the fight. And might be able to take a tier 2 out of this one in the mid lane as well.
Yeah,
Or at least force out some buybacks.
I think that's one of the biggest fights they've had in the later stages of the game, which should give them a little bit of a push into victory. And they should be focusing the mid tower or at least something from this, and yeah, they are. So, and also just to mention on items, there's a Cypher Vice up on Wagger who's now going to start split pushing top.
Yeah, something of course later on in the game. I mean, if this goes to 15 minutes, you do have the split push potential of both the Anti-Mage and the Nature's Prophet. So a lot of pushing power incoming at Mouse, and that will be only more effective if those tier 2 towers are actually out of the way. And if they get 2 tier 2s out of that fight, that will be huge. And they actually are going to do that because Mouse Sports, they don't want to fight without their Darkseer.
I wish Wagamama would have gone bottom though. If you look at the lane bottom, he could have pushed this out so much earlier. I'm not sure why he feels like it's a good idea to farm creeps when he could start pushing out. I mean, if you're ahead, you want to push out your lanes just to put pressure and kind of just strangle your opponents in terms of what they can farm. So he's going to use his ulti. He's just going to take every bit of farm in the lane. He's at 3.7k, and Qpanda really could just start working towards bottom, the bot tower, because once they take that out, you're going to have a Roshan spawning a little bit later, like 3 minutes or so. I think that would strangle Mouse Sports. I think that's what Mouse Sports would have done to him. But Mouse Sports, since they've been given time, they're going to group up mid and look for a team fight, potentially. Who knows if they're going to put pressure on tier 2. Maybe they feel that they need something big to happen.
Yeah, they actually smoke up. Gonna be setting up a trap somewhere, trying to get a fight going for themselves. But we see the minimap. And it's gonna be tough to find a good fight here. Maybe they'll be able to pick off Sing, who is basically the one that's furthest out of the base, but jumps himself towards the Ancients. And let's see where Mouse Sports is gonna be heading towards, because right now they're kind of splitting up again, and Fada not really in position for a fight.
This is so interesting. Qpanda are the ones that have the advantage, but Mouse Sports with their movement have been able to control where Qpanda are. We've got Sing and Wagger farming top, so they're actually getting more out of this Qpanda. But I feel like it was a really good play for Mouse Sports, just to keep themselves in the game a little bit longer and with a good chance. So I would now, I really hope that Qpanda would set up well for this Roshan, defend mid, and also put pressure on the tier 2 bottom, which will stop anybody from pushing the top lane from mouse sports and just kind of force the fight where Qpad want it. And they're already smoking up going bottom lane, but this doesn't guarantee they get a kill, but they are hanging around Roche. I feel that they've gone through a few sentry wards as well, so mouse sports are aware of this. Singh needs to group up with his team. He's picked up a basher on top of his manta.
Yeah, he's got 4700 gold already. Should be getting rid of his quelling blade by now, but probably likes the sight of that. Maybe. Well, doesn't really need to get rid of it if he doesn't have any new items. Anyways. Well, it's kind of what someone once said. I don't know who it was anymore, but was a player. Like, the whole thing about Dota is knowing when you are ahead and if you can go in, and that, you know, that translate into the micro decisions, translate into global decisions. And right now, Qpad, like the whole helicopter view thing about being ahead, don't really
big fight
getting that, and that is indeed going to be Mousesports trying to get up a gank. Wagamama already seen them though, and it's going to be Pasta. It's going to be going down first, or at least he looked to be going down as he's still alive right now. Nice RP up on 3. Where's the damage though? It is going to be actually the first one to go down is Sing Windrunner picking him up. Wagamama trying to run away will still be going down as Mini will get shackled and killed off as well, and the rest of Qpad on the run. Jarex in the Ghost Scepter will be trying to deny himself, maybe to Lesh or to Roshan if he can. DD Rune off. Fada is going to say no to that. Nice split earth, but Synderen here with the shackle will latch, and that fight went the way of Mousesports. Real convincing, and kind of the lack of vision maybe shutting Qpad down. Because they went in willingly, actually. They thought they saw pass.
The biggest problem they had was basically Fata with a double damage. He sat on 300 damage, you know, just a huge amount, and when they actually ended up getting what they thought was a pick onto the onto Paz on the Nyx Assassin, he got away, and I was actually able to turn around and throw a nice stun out. So Qpad have fucked around for the last minute, and you know the tier 2 is obviously now gone there, but the Roshan is, you know, they should have controlled the map a lot better. And that team fight going into Mousesports' favor, this game is really up in the air. I mean, I know net worths are looking great for the Anti-Mage and Furion, but, you know, the TA, if they get a fight like that, I mean, there's no guarantee he's going to have another DD, but with an Abyssal on black with a cheese, and the TA is going to have the Aegis, how are Qpad going to take a fight now? They can't, surely. They have to
wait. Yeah.
They just have to wait it out. And when you're up against a Nyx Assassin who, you know, can find you, and Qpad's like kind of map control in the past like few minutes has been, yeah, as I mentioned before, pretty bad. It's just an oddity. It's an oddity that they are, and it's also a really shitty situation for him. Sing's build, by the way, is also worth mentioning. He's got 2 points in Spell Shield and 2 points in Mana Break at level 21.
Yeah, kind of interesting to see that, as he just got burst down real fast, and that's also why I picked up a BKB after he died. Realized, okay, you know what, I need to be able to stay alive a bit more. Mostly the Spell Shield, which is what I'm surprised at this level, but actually he is Abyssal Bladed, and Manta Cells on a bit. Vacuum still in, should be able to blink away in time though. Wagamama hanging around just in case he needed to save Sing.
Yeah, they have Mini there as well.
Going in, yeah. Gonna be going for Fada, gonna get bursted down. Melt damage, not doing that much. Nightmare up on pass, stopping him from going in. Gets turned into a piglet. Wagamama getting bursted down once again. Nice Fiend script, but there's not gonna be any follow-up, and Mini will be the one to try and stay alive with that. RP up on 2. Follow-up damage. There's Sing helping out. 1 dead right now. Quick fight down as well, actually, as Jarex. Fada on the way out puts up another refraction. Is going to be turning around, trying to go in again as this fight is just going on, and Wagamama still alive for some reason. Pass finally going down. It is going to be Fada running away. This is going to be the Aegis getting burned, but Black has got another Abyssal Blade soon. In 10 seconds, will be able to use it if he wants to, and will still want to fight. Fada coming back in as well. Mini gonna get just burned dead, and that is going to be team wipe. Apart from Wagamama, but he is going to be having to go back.
I think this is fine though. Like I actually felt Qpad won that because they forced the cheese and Aegis on the enemy side of the map. I don't feel that it was an odd fight to take. It was really weird because they had Wagamama and Viz with Sheepstick, and they had Mini to back them up, so they were like, yeah, we can maybe do something. So even if Mouse Sports take the tier 2 tower top, they won't be able to push the base. Wagamama is still alive.
Derek's back up also.
Yeah, and Wagamama's still alive, and he's already pushing out bot lane with his treants. So with Aegis and Cheese down, I'm not actually not trying to sound biased. Like, hey, Qpanda actually did well. I actually think they really did well. Like Aegis and Cheese down is basically like someone said it in chat on my stream. It's like 4 for 4. And losing that tier 2 tower, you were guaranteed to lose a tier 2 tower against an Aegis and Cheese anyway. But they've stopped Mouse Sports from being able to kind of push the base, which was their goal really. Yeah. You know, they were looking for more than just a tier 2 with those items. So yeah, and that was good.
They allowed themselves right now. They don't need to wait for those 6 minutes to be over again. They can actually fight already if they really wanted to, if they find an opening. Not having to worry about that Aegis. Didn't use any buybacks, also important to note. Didn't get forced out to any buybacks, so Mouseport not getting that either. And I'm gonna be trying to just recuperate, probably seeing if they can pick a fight again, or do you think they'll wait for the next Roshan, which actually I don't think they should.
I think it's all about picks now. Both teams are going to be looking to pick each other off, and we can already see Mouse Sports with Paz currently has an infested black inside him. Hi lagger, I am reading this. So the picks is where it's at. If they can get picks, and you know, Jerex is just a fucking retard because he's like finished. Look at him. He doesn't know what's going on. Like he didn't sign up for this, and now he's dead. And that's 60 seconds. He does not have buyback. So this is what Qpad and Mouse Sports should have been figuring out. That people are looking for picks.
Have figured it out.
Yeah, they should have both figured out that both teams would just want to get picks in this situation. And
they're gonna go for center and bottom or middle though.
Yeah.
Wagamama coming in with the hex, finds it. Sing blinking in, should be able to pick this up, and that's gonna be at least a trade, which actually turned out to be better for Qpad in the end.
Yeah, they're near the tier 3 as well, so they could actually do something.
Yeah, they do lose their tier 2 bottom, but that was just a matter of time as that was already very low to begin with, and are gonna be forced out of some TPs. By the looks of it, or at least some do. Black did.
Fata has a Desolator now as well, which is pretty big. I want to see what items Black's going for. He's got 3k gold, so he's probably going to keep that for a while. Just his Abyssal Blade. Did we check over if Sing? He could finish up an Abyssal Blade. But then he wouldn't have buyback.
Probably needed against Black though, in time anyways.
I'm interested in what Wagger's going to do as well. If you look at his gold, he's got 5.1k. He could actually get us an Assault Cuirass. No MKB.
Just in case there's going to be a butterfly on the map. I was kind of hoping that maybe he's going to go for a Desolator of his own, because having that minus armor would just help out so much in the fights if they try to take down Black.
Yeah.
But,
I think that's a good option as well. But like something armor related. I felt like Assault Cuirass could have been nice just because you're up against a TA and also a life stealer. So a little bit of armor, since that's their main 2 damage outputs, would have been pretty great. But yeah, I guess Dark Seal Wall does replicate that as well. Actually, I'm not even sure. I can't remember. Let's just pretend it does.
It does. That's cool. But yeah, we are gonna be needing a lot more items for everybody to be actually ready with their items. So still some options and priorities to see, I guess, in a way. Of course, MKB would be really nice also against Sinrin, even though Sinrin dies really fast anyway on his Windrunner. So
oh dear, Wagger, top lane. He has a Shadow Blade. He has a Hex. But Fata has a gem, Blink Dagger, and a Lifestealer infested. And he's already gonna run away.
Smart choice.
I'm not sure who's getting the most out of this. What's the gold graph look like in the last minutes?
Slightly going the way of Mouse, but the difference is not that big. After last teamfight, Mouse Sports got a bit extra gold, I guess. But in theory, just being kept fairly even around the 10k mark. Experience graph did drop very far back again, but I guess the later the game goes, the more even it will become anyway, because people will start hitting level 25 and you know, everybody will be the same level at the end of the day. And it's gonna be actually Anti-Mage Singson going for the butterfly, so probably hoping for Black to pick up an MKB right now if he sees that that's gonna be one that he wants to spend the gold on. And oh, I thought he did, but he didn't. Never mind.
I feel that it really comes down to some of the carries now. Jerex is falling off a little bit. Darks is getting a lot more useful. Just in the later stages, you know, obviously that wall is going to scale. He's also got a pipe, a mech, and going for an Aghanim. No, sorry, I was going to say Aghanim Setter, but not an Aghanim Setter. I'm not sure what he's going for. He's got a point booster and a vitality booster. Yeah. Well, but like that's like Bloodstone. Why would you want to have Bloodstone?
Survivability is the only option I can think of, or just a random vitality booster, which is done sometimes.
Either way, I feel that Mousesports are actually getting stronger in the later stages of the game, just because their heroes will offer a little bit more. The only thing that's really got stronger for Qpad is Select has a refresher orb, so that RP can come out now twice, which is big. But you're relying a lot on him now. And that's just, you know, it's just scary to be like, we need to have a really good team fight with RP, and we could have a fight here in the
I think we shall. Qpad just revealed themselves by killing off a TA trap, and they're gonna be finding Wagamama and Sting. There goes the BKB, though Pass gonna be bursted down, and it's actually gonna be going down. Nice RP up onto, but Black not in it, will be able to just kill people up unless he gets his own RP. Purely by Select's refresher up, and this is a great fight for Qpad. They pick up 3, force out a buyback on the 4th, and it is gonna be a triple kill going the way of Sting. Let's see what they get in return for this fight. Are there more buybacks actually? No, there is. There's Fada, he's back.
Yeah, no buyback on Black, so they should be able to walk in and win this game.
Nice Shack, I'm gonna at least delay it a bit. The edict ticking through though, and that is really helping most right now. Fortification force up. Qpanda turned into a pickup, going down, and that is his buyback gone now also. Tower still dies, and they might actually still continue for another minute or so, because like you said, Black not here. Probably the biggest one that they need to worry about right now, and they can pick up these wrecks and might be doing more if they can get these kills. Qpanda getting bashed, getting away towards a tier 4. Fada running away towards his tier 4s. Rex going down. Qpad showing not really that many signs of actually fighting, apart from selecting Jared's HP bars, but other than that, looking just fine. Pass coming in, nice impale. Only gets mini though, and he can't really go on that one. They get the lane of racks and they back off. And they are looking on the upside of this game once again, as every kind of bar that we have kind of spikes up north. Up. It's not really north, I guess.
I'm surprised that's... Well, I'm not surprised it's not GG, because they only got 1 racks. But the amount of gold now that Qpad are going to have to be able to take a fight and just buy straight out is huge. You saw how much Sing Sing could do damage-wise with the butterfly. With overpower, it's just insane. Also, his BKB at the start of the fight was just clutch. If he didn't have that BKB instantly, that fight could have gone really bad. So they should be able to get Roshan Qpad. Mousesports are going to want to contest, they're not going to be able to. Paz is actually going to come in.
Does not pick up the Aegis though. There's an RP, hits up on 4. Mousesports in some trouble once again. If they lose this fight, it might just be over. Pass already goes down. There is no refresher up this time. Shockwave going through, Wagamama taking a lot of damage here, BKB's TP is out. It is only Plus for Bane right now, Plus for Mini, and this is gonna be Qpad on the way out. They don't want to continue to take this fight, as Wagamama still goes down. Black though might be going down again. If he goes down again, that's huge. And he will be going back on very low HP. You're gonna be finding Jerax, no more edict for him. Actually, he gets it. If he armlet toggles right now, he would be doomed. Select can jump forward in another minute. Nature's Prophet Ultimate bouncing through as well. Black still hanging around. They're trying to bait it out with him. Jarek's gonna be able to TP himself out. Nope, cannot do that. Black picking up the kill. And that is Mouseport still taking the game. And Black's life bar. No. Did he? No. Did he? Yes, he did.
Yeah. So that's pretty huge. Mousesports might just try and go mid. I don't think they're achieved what they want. Oh,
definitely not now. And Black goes who needs team, right? You can just go 2-man everybody. Yep, that's gonna be Qpad going for Fada now as well. As there is actually the Abyssal Blade being used, and that is gonna that could be game. It is game.
That's what they need. That was a very clever move of Select and Sing to take the fight to them rather than let them, you know, kind of just suspect that they're going to walk to tier 2 and try and get tier 3 and heal up on their way. So very nicely done. Mousesports made the best of a bad situation over by Roshan, and we're going to go to a 1-1. And also the reason I was comparing Leshrac with the Darkseer is because mid-game, and I said that Leshrac was falling off, mid-game Leshrac was huge in the mid-game team fights just because of how well he did on levels. But later, the Darkseer just got really fat and Leshrac gained very little because the team fights were going in Mousesport's favour. So That's just why I compared those two heroes, because I just felt like the team fight potential, mouse sports had a lot going for them. But the only thing stopping them was the RP. That's really
definitely right. I mean,
just the RP.
Also, the later the game goes, the better heroes you can copy with your Darkseer wall. So
yeah.
Well, they forced out a game number 3. They have to do it again, though. Mouse sports, I would guess, in terms of bets, might be one of the, on paper, the more favored team. Gonna be seeing if Qpanda can take down mouse. Of course, a bit of a practice still before the qualifiers.
Yeah,
they need to prove their worth, and they just did, not that convincingly, but on the right path regardless. And oh yeah, I don't do overlays today.